Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I want to talk about my new arena defense, which I do believe to be one of the strongest defenses you can be setting on Arena 5 special tiles. So I want to briefly explain the defense and the positioning of all of the heroes, and then we're going to give a free-to-play alternative instead of that, and then finally we're going to be doing attacks with this team in the Arena 5 special map to see how it functions. Of course, just keep in mind offense, attack, and defense is different, and that is why, but we're gonna come to why you need to run in lightning spell on your Tassi in the back on defense, because the opponent, if they position well, they will always be able to get off their Tassi ultimate before you can get it off, and that is why you need to have your Tassi within lightning spell. Okay, so let's talk about this team. What is going on here? Now, the number one thing, I want to remove Frestor and Scarlita and talk about these three heroes. In this special tile map, the MVP of it is Tassi, because not only does she deal a lot of damage with her ultimate, she also hypnotizes for the crowd control. So Iron is in front of the Tassi, meaning that he is going to cast ultimate before Tassi, and that means Lily May is going to interrupt Iron before Tassi. And that means in this position, it is physically impossible for the opponent Lily May to ever interrupt your Tassi. Now, there's just one other important point, because you might be thinking, oh, well, couldn't you could put the Iron here. He's still in front of the Tassi here, right? Now, for this specific position, this is not going to work. The reason for that is, so when we talk about offense, they're going to attack. They're going to have ultimate casting priority. One of their heroes is going to cast ultimate. My Lily May is going to interrupt them. Okay? Maybe the frontmost. And then Lily May does a special thing. She steals ultimate priority for your team, but only for heroes positioned behind her. So Iron is positioned in front of her in this position, so he's not going to be able to cast after this steal that Lily May does. But there is a hero behind who is going to be able to cast, which is Tassi. And then the opponent Lily May is going to interrupt your Tassi, because the only hero who can cast here is Tassi, and she's going to get interrupted. So if I had this position for arena defense, it is a recipe for disaster. You basically are trying so hard to protect your Tassi, and in fact, you're going to have your Tassi getting guaranteed interrupted by Lily May. So you need to have Iron basically behind your Lily May and in front of Tassi. That is basically the summary of everything. That is what you need if you're using him as your basically Lily May blocker or Lily May magnet. Now, of course, there are other solutions. Like, let's say you don't want to run Iron. Now, you can go for a hero on the energy tile that has an instant ultimate, but they have to have an instant ultimate. So, instant ultimate is kind of confusing because there are two factors. One is each hero has a cooldown of their ultimate and an initial cooldown. And if you click on like the cooldown number, you can see the initial cooldown. For example, Haywin has a 1.25 second initial cooldown for the ultimate. So if I put Haywin here, she's not casting her ultimate. So if I wanted to use, for example, Haywin to block the enemy Lily May, it is not going to work. And your Tassi is still going to get blocked and interrupted. So Haywin would not work. Shakir would work because he has a initial cooldown of 0. But that is not all you have to have. You also have to have an ultimate which is considered an instant ultimate. And I think the long range ultimates are always basically considered instant ultimates if they have a 0 cooldown initial. And Shakir has a long range jumping ultimate, so he's going to pounce onto the enemies, and he would be able to take the block of the enemy Lily May. But if I put my Lily May back here, it is not going to work, because again, we have the same problem. Shakir is in front of the Lily May. And because what's going to happen is the opponent is going to be taking their ultimates first, because on offense, they have the ultimate priority. My Lily May will interrupt, and then whoever is behind my Lily May will be able to cast. So Lily May needs to be in front of whoever you're using to block. So anyway, now back to the point of why I think that Iron is going to be the best blocker. I think Iron is going to be the best blocker because after blocking, he has value. He can cast again. He's also kind of tanky, like, so he's going to basically protect your backline. The other thing is that it frees up this slot. So you could be running another hero here who could benefit from these energy tiles, right? That is another option. But for right now, I don't, from my experience, there is no hero better to run than Frestor here. And the reason for that is Frestor is very tanky. Because the thing is, in this map, the opponent is going to be running their Tassi as well. They're going to be running their Lily May as well. If, for example, I try to like get greedy and go for something like this, which I could do, because this actually, even though Shakir is in front of the Lily May, this works because my Lily May interrupts, then my Iron will absorb the interruption, my Tassi will cast the ultimate, and then my Shakir will cast the ultimate. But the problem is, by this point, all of this already happens. The opponent is already going to have their Tassi ultimate on. My Shakir is going to be hypnotized. They're going to be damaging the Shakir. If they run a Lily May right here, my Shakir is going to be dead. The Lily May and Tassi damage is going to kill the Shakir. So Shakir doesn't work. And I've tried, even with Fresto body blocking, I've even tried Shakir behind the Fresto with damage reduction. It still doesn't work. He still gets nuked by the Lily May and the Tassi combo. So basically Shakir is not going to work. But Fresto is great. The reason why Fresto is so good, you get that shield at the beginning of the fight. So he has like the most tankiness of any hero. Supreme Plus, he gets that shielding when they're on the same row. Also, he has an initial cooldown of 1.25 seconds. So he's not going to cast his ultimate. But then later, if he can survive, he will get the value of casting his ultimate. And hopefully he will be able to survive with this Supreme Plus. And then the other important thing is that basically when the opponent Lily May is on the field, Lily May usually prioritizes like the nearest enemy. If you don't have, for example, like if I just had like, for example, Thorin on this side, and then the enemy Lily May is over here, they can hit these backline heroes with the Rainstorm Ballet, and then that is not good for you. But when I have the Fresto like this, right? The nearest enemy, no matter where Lily May is placed, is going to be one of the Frestos. So they're going to take the Lily May damage, which is really important because it's going to burst. She hits so hard with the Rainstorm Ballet, and that's where you need something to tank that. So this is why Fresto is going to be the solution here. Okay, and then finally it comes to, okay, we have 4 heroes, we need a final hero. What is going to be the best option? Like I mentioned, I've tried a lot of things, but basically, if you're running any other hero, it just is going to get nuked by the opponent Tassi and Lily May combo. And so the best hero I found was Scarlita. Because Scarlita is going to provide you shielding and protection and basically not get hypnotized by the opponent Tassi. It all just comes down to the fact that this map is dominated by Tassi. The opponent is going to be able to cast their Tassi ultimate and they're going to get it off before you cast. And that is why we have to run Tassi with the lightning spell in the back. So that as soon as the opponent Tassi ultimates, I will not get hypnotized with my Tassi and then I can ultimate and counter. Yeah. And also, Lily May immediately goes for Rainstorm Ballet. Scarlita goes up in the air. Foresters are tanky, they can take it. And Iron was basically here just as a magnet for Lily May. And so even if he dies, it's not a big deal, but yeah. So basically, this is the team formation I've come up with. Now, I've tried other things. Damien is not a bad option for this map because his Troy Cherry cannot be hypnotized. He can still heal and provide haste buff, and I would put him in the middle position. So this is a team you can run if you don't have Scarlita. But I think Scarlita is a bit better because there's no real good way to counter this because my Tassi will always be going off with her hypnotization, and if the opponent doesn't run an optimized team as well, this is gonna destroy them. The other thing is that my Lily May is gonna be hitting hard with the Rainstorm Ballet onto this side. For example, usually the enemy is going to put a priority target onto energy tile. Even if not, even if it's a tank, my Lily May is going to shred through it. And my Fresto is going to give her energy recovery so that hopefully Lily May can get another interruption off onto an enemy team even faster, which is important for this map because there's so many ultimates that are going to be casted more than normal that if you can get another interruption off quicker, it's going to be good. It's just a question of, do you want to have the main Fresto here and Illusion in front of Lily May, or do you want it to be the opposite? I think I like it like this because my whole plan is that going all the way down and basically killing opponents to protect the main Fresto. Because if I can kill this opponent, then main Fresto is more safe. I just want the main Fresto to survive. And then the Illusion, if he dies, I don't really care because that can be resummoned. So this is my overall defense and my explanation. Hopefully this makes sense to you. And we talked about the free-to-play alternative, which is going to be basically the swap Damien, Scarlita for Damien and move Damien to the middle and swap Fresto for Thorin. Those are the swaps. And even this team right here I think can be pretty insane. So actually for our testing, we'll do testing of both with this free-to-play team as well as like this more pay-to-win version. But this is going to be great for defense, and on offense, of course, it will work as well. If a team will work on defense for Arena 5, it will definitely work on offense as well. Because you have the advantage when you're on offense because you have the first cast priority. But when you're on defense, you don't. So SMBK has an special tile map, so that's why I'm looking for that. Okay, so here is going to be the team. I run over here. Now on offense, you have a luxury that you can actually position. I could even position the Iron here because the enemy Lily May will always interrupt you first, and it's going to hit my Iron. But just for like to basically have a good positioning to get it in your mind, I'm going to be putting the Iron over here. Okay, and we're going to put the main Fresto in front of the Lily May illusion in front of Scarlita. Okay, watch how this team is going to work. And SMBK also has a lightning spell on the Tassi, also a good positioning. So their Tassi is going to cast the ultimate. I'm not going to be able to interrupt that, but my Tassi is also casting. And I have Scarlita shielding value, and my Lily May Brainstorm Ballet, she's not being hypnotized. So I have kind of the advantage. But he has a Damien Toy Chariot, which is a good choice, but we kill that with the Lily May. That's a major problem with Damien, is that even though he is a good support, matches in arena are decided within 10 to 15 seconds. So if he dies, it's too late. It's basically like he's dead for good, right? Even though he can respawn himself, that's only good if you're able to stall for long enough to make that valuable. But the team is already over. So there we go. This is how this team is going to work. And on defense, it will be performing the same. But basically, the opponent would have their Tassi cast first onto me, but I would have a lightning spell, I would counter cast, and I would still be able to get the same amount of work done. So Scarlita really is the best. Damien cannot really compete. Okay guys, let's try another hero which has a really important ultimate. Other than Tassi. Now Tassi is definitely the best. So I think I want to try Shakir, just to show you how this team can be pretty effective. And in order to make room for Shakir on the left, I'm going to move Iron to the right. Iron is still in a position, he needs to be behind Lily May and in front of Shakir, which he will be on this tile. So we're going to move him onto that side. And now hopefully Shakir is going to jump right into the left side here. Let's see. Yeah, he jumps right into the left, and there's going to be buffing up Lily May and your main Fresto immediately and begin working on and killing the Iron. So already we're at a 5v4 advantage. But in order to do the Shakir, you need to move the Iron to the other side. Otherwise, the left side gets too congested. Shakir is not going to be able to jump onto the left, and he will like end up somewhere else. But yeah, this is really good. Shakir is great against Tassi specifically because he cannot be hypnotized. And in this positioning with the lightning spell in the back, he will not be able to be hypnotized. He is always going to get off his guaranteed instant ultimate, and then he can just clean it up from this point. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I do think this is one of the overall strongest teams right now, and this is what I'm going to be running for my defense for right now. And it's just a question of Iron on this side or versus Iron on this side. And I think you guys should try this defense as well if you can. If you don't have Scarlita, then I recommend replacing her for Damien. I think Damien would be the next best option for you. Yeah, Damien. I mean, yeah, like, I wonder, what if you did something like, I think Damien is probably better, like this sort of setup, like the right side is really going to be protected well. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, that's going to be it for this one. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Good luck with these defenses, and let me know if you have any other defense you'd like to run for the Arena 5 special tiles. But until the next video guys, everyone peace out for now, and thank you for watching.